Hello, this is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. In today's episode, I'm going to talk about GameStop and the short squeeze. But before we do, go over the date. Today is Wednesday, January 27th. We're at the end of the day. Market is closed. You see it's red. It's a brutal day. And for once, the big news is not Tesla. Believe it or not, it is not Tesla or even Herbalife with the shorts. Tesla did come out with earnings and you see it's down a little bit, but no one even cares about Tesla anymore because the hottest news in the world this week is GameStop. Let's take a quick look at GameStop. Look what's happening. It moved $199 in a day. Company is now worth $24 billion. Aftermarket is down a little bit. So why do we want to care about this little company? I'm going to show you a chart. And here you go, GameStop, 5-day chart. It is up 787%. That's what you made last year in Tesla in 2020. We did all that in GameStop in 5 days. Let's zoom out to 1 month. 2,400%. Let's zoom out a little bit more. And it's still 2,400%. 6 months, 8,000% return. So why is this happening? So before we go, first you got to understand what a short is. Short is just basically borrowing shares so that you can sell it to someone else with hopes that you can buy back in the future at a lower price. And in essence, shorting is normal. Shorting does provide liquidity into the market. So some people go short, so they borrow shares. And in some of your brokerage account, they'll ask you, do you want to lend your shares out to other people? And your brokerage company will actually give you some interest on that money. So what happened here with GameStop is the shares are being shorted more than its total supply of shares. So when a short squeeze happened, you can read this yourself. When you short, you're hoping the share price will go down. But if you borrow shares to short GameStop, let's say at $5, and instead of going down to 4, 3, 2, and 1, if the $5 stock goes up to 10, you can see that you already lost $5 per share. So if you borrowed, let's say, 1,000 shares, which is $5, I said, that's $5,000. And now the shares went up to $10. You got to return your shares now at how much? At $10,000. But if I started with 5, you see I already lost money. And when the squeeze happened is when short sellers scramble to close their position, they got to buy shares from other people, from the open market. But if there isn't any shares to buy, you got to just pay whatever price is there. And in normal functioning markets, this is not a big deal because there's always somebody willing to sell you a share at close to market price, or even if it's 10 cents or 20 cents above market price. So why is GameStop different? And here's one good way to look at it. There's a website called Short Interest, and you will see this is a list of the short interest percentage. So the shorts, this is saying there's 138% short interest, which is probably the highest I ever seen. I don't think I ever seen anything close to that. The other interesting one is this one here. Virgin Galactic Holding or Space is the ticker. You see this? AMC, we all know why it moved up. Some people think this is the next squeeze to go on. And all these today moved up because of people were worried or short sellers were worried that all shorts on this list will have the same effect. In this article from MarketWatch, you see it. There's 2 lists of heavily shorted stock. You see it. It's pretty much the same list. GameStop is listed as the top here, 131, and you'll see it here. And you'll see some of the other holdings. You keep on scrolling. The next list down here is the S&P Composite, the top 20 with the highest dollar amount of shares shorted. And you'll see the same thing. GameStop is in this list. And it's normal. Look at this. Tesla has been shorted for a long time. It's pretty normal to have some type of short position. But what's not normal is this 138%. I want to highlight it so you can see it. Here you go. The market value, the market cap, and look at the short dollars. So it is one of the only companies where the short amount is greater than the actual all the shares outstanding. And this is important to know because when people ask, well, why can't this happen to other companies? And as of right now, there is only one GameStop. There is no other company on this list that has a short interest that's above 100%. And so that really ticked people off. And I think what ended up happening is this probably is a once in a lifetime type thing. Now, what I mean by that is, let me show you this. Read this one here. Here you go. This is on the Reddit forum, Wall Street Bets. You see, while there are other shorted companies, nothing has ever hit this 138. And this is interesting because everybody's asking, well, what is the next GameStop? Everybody wants to move into the next stock so that they can profit. And what some people think is it's a very unique situation. This may not ever happen. Now, there's always going to be short covering in other companies, and that's fine. Short squeezes have always been common, but this is one where I don't think I'll ever see this again. Doesn't mean you can't make money in other shorted stock, but I don't think you'll ever see something move up 8,000% in such a short time because of a short squeeze. And back to this list, again, I'm not recommending you play anything on this list, but I did notice that some of these things on this list have been moving up. You know, Workhorse and some of these other things down here worked up. What I'm interested in seeing is this Space. Space is a really interesting one because of two things. Let's just punch in here. Space has already been moving up. Once this thing loads, you'll see what I mean. You see it's moving up. If you look at the 1 month chart, it was a $20 stock and it's moving up. Okay, why do I care? Well, the reason why is this. This is a highly shorted stock. If it gets squeezed, this will go up. So everybody knows Cathie Wood by now from ARK. She is the biggest Tesla bull out there, but she is opening a new ETF. And a lot of her ETFs have outperformed the market last year. But this is big news because if you read this, it talks about she want to open a new one for what? Space travel, maybe even things for satellites and everything else. And everybody's guessing Tesla will be in it. But there's only a few companies that most people can imagine could be in here. And guess what? One of them happened to be a short interest. What that means is this is a great way to play not only the short interest, but I think you can also play the short squeeze plus you can play the ARK, right, for the new ETF. So this is what I'm doing. I think this is a great way to play it. Whether you buy shares or buy options, that's up to you. Again, we're not financial advisors. These are just the things that we're saying and what we're reading. Make sure you check with your financial professional to see if this risk is suitable for your portfolio. And if you move to this article, this is Jim Cramer from TheStreet.com. Most of you know him from Mad Money on CNBC. If you scroll down here, it's the same concept. He said, well, what do you think she's going to buy in this new ARK Space Exploration ETF? Scroll down, you'll see it. Of course, everybody's guessing. They're going to add Tesla in here. But scroll down, here you go. Virgin Galactic, which is obviously, and then here goes some other ones. And then if you go to the bottom of this, near the bottom, there's some traditional ways to play this. She'll buy some defense companies, Lockheed, Northrop, Boeing, Raytheon, stuff like that. But what I care about is this. This has a potential to have a longer play on this. And what I mean by that is this is not just your short squeeze play or the Wall Street bet play, but this is also the Cathie Wood ARK Space Exploration play. With that being said, I'm going to follow this company. I want to see what happens. There's a lot of factors that's pushing the price up and down. You look at the day range. This was definitely from the short squeeze. but I do think this company will have a little bit longer shelf life. It's not going to be as short as GameStop. We'll see what happens with that one. But I do think that if Cathie Wood start adding this in, you can see this share. This may act like the next Tesla. So we have to see what happens here. With that being said, let me know your thoughts. Comment below. Why do you think GameStop will stop? Will it keep on running to 1,000, or will it crash and burn? Also, what do you think about space? Do you think Virgin Galactic will actually keep on running up? Do you think Cathie Wood will just invest in a lot of these other companies that are going into space, and satellite companies and everything else? And because I think it's an interesting play. She may be 2 or 3 years ahead of everybody else in this concept. So let's see what happens. As we bring this video to an end, don't forget, we can do this together. I'm here to help you win with money. Let's do this $1 at a time and have a profitable day.